Hello, Sagittarius. Amyenergy here with your weekly tarot message. If you have not, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I make a new video. We're working with the Thoth tarot deck this week. We are going to do a Celtic cross for you. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so it will not resonate for every Sagittarius placement out there. Feel free to watch for your sun, moon, and rising to get a full picture of what's going on for you. All right, you're the first reading of the day, Sag, so you're going to have to bear with me while I get the cards set up right here. All right, did we get them all in there? It's not going to be the most perfect visual ever, I guess, but we're working with it. Thanks for bearing with me here, Sag. All right. We have the Lust card on the bottom of the deck here. So, a beautiful card, a card of evolution, a card of feeling good in your skin, good in your body. Okay. Ooh, our current energy, environment, reality here. We have the Devil coming out. So let's get a clarifier for this energy, Sag. I'm really feeling here a lot of chaotic conversation here. Maybe a lot going on in the mind. Okay, we have the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So we could be going toward a new path here, not 100% tapping into our full potential at this time. And, I feel that could be a lot because we are maybe stuck to something from the past, just having a lot of thoughts in our mind right now. Okay, yeah, the challenge is really standing in your power here, really stepping out, being bold. Okay. Yeah, we have the Three of Wands coming out. So I do feel like, this is like the time where we're having to plan for the next phase of our life. And we may not be that confident in our planning. Okay. Where to focus. Okay, yeah, because we need a little bit of time to process our situation. We really do need to pay attention to the feelings that are coming up for us. Okay, yeah. Ace of Wands coming out. So we're completing a cycle. We're starting a new beginning of sorts here with this Ace of Wands. And so we do have to reevaluate where we've been. Okay, this Knight of Wands is coming out. Same card here as the Prince of Wands. This is really you, I feel like, declaring what it is that you want, right? Because we had the Page here, but struggling a bit to be able to put that action in, okay? Because I feel there is aspects of ourselves that we haven't gotten in touch with yet, right? So that's why we do have to reevaluate even these kind of difficult thoughts that we're having, kind of trying to channel them into some sort of passion project or something here with the Ace of Wands. All right. In the recent past, we could have been, very open to other people's energy here with the Three of Cups. Okay. Having good times here. Wow. I feel like it's definitely an interesting energy here because we have the Ten of Wands on the bottom of the deck here, Sag. Okay. But we have the World and the Hierophant. So this is a really heavy energy, right? This can feel like we have the weight of the world on our shoulders. So we might have been trying to escape through other people, through drinking, partying, good times, good vibes, but that was unsustainable. I am feeling with the 10 of Wands that actually, trying to avoid what's going on will actually make it harder. Okay, so in this moment, we may be acknowledging it, but we do still need to go deeper here. Okay. So now we have the Princess of Discs coming out. Okay. This is, what you have going for you at this point. All right. So we could have like a day job. Interesting here. Okay. We are in a space that is very fertile right now. Okay. Even though we may not be able to see that with the Princess of Discs, we're at the beginning of something that is really going to grow into something for us, okay? The King of Cups is on the bottom of the deck. I do feel like a spiritual advisor that you may be working with currently is definitely someone who's very helpful for you, even if it's not somebody who actually like does that as a profession, right? Maybe this is like a very trusted friend. It could be a parental figure. It could just be someone in your community, in your life that you really trust, that really is able to hold space for you. Okay. But I do feel like with the Queen of Swords, it's important to have that person because it is important for you to be able to speak your truth. It's almost like your truth is the seeds that you're planting here. So this is a very important part of the process for you. And it is powerful. It is something that you do have going for you right now. Okay. Our potential future here is the Empress. Okay. So I love this energy. Of course, we love the Empress. Ooh, and I especially really love it the way it's getting paired here, right? Because we have the Emperor, the Empress, and the King of Wands. So, normally I would call the Emperor and the Empress a divine pair. But with this King of Wands in the mix, I really do feel as though this is you choosing to go another path in your life. Maybe in the past you have desired to have another person sit alongside you on your throne. Okay, maybe that was the dream. I feel like things are changing. We're not going to be taking such a traditional approach. At this time, we're going to more or less be both roles, right? We're going to be the creator and the builder. Okay, it's very interesting here. I really see you taking a lot of initiative in your life. And I do see you having supportive people around you, but I don't feel like it's a relationship, even though there is love. Okay, so we're going to see how this keeps playing out. Because I do feel there's people around you, people who can advise you, people like those are the types of people also that I feel like we're wanting to try to attract right now, right? Really practical energy that we're coming into. Okay, so now we have the Fool coming out. All right, and this is the suggested approach for you for your situation this week, Sag. So I do feel like, you're free falling. I love this version of the Fool because this Fool has already jumped. Okay, this Fool is like mid-air. Okay, and that's you. You've already made the jump. There is no turning back now. So you have to embrace this moment because you cannot go back in time. Okay, we're in a new beginning. So we have to focus on where we are right now. We have to focus on our garden, on how we're going to plant seeds, nurture that. Okay, there is something here that we have to move on from with the Six of Swords. Okay, we have to get our mind right. We could be traveling. We really want to embrace these situations, these experiences that we're going through right now, right? So that's the main thing that's sticking out to me with this Fool is like, you are in midair. So to even think about going back is counterproductive because you can't. You quite literally can't. So even if jumping off that cliff was the biggest mistake of your life, which it wasn't, the Fool is always, it's the divine Fool, okay? So it wasn't, but let's just say worst case scenario it is, you're already in the air. What you gonna do, right? Now what you need to know, we have the adjustment card coming out here. So we'll see how this plays out. This can be a tough energy. It can. It is the Justice card in other decks. Okay, but yeah, I do feel like, there is a sense here that there is things to be worked out and balanced in your life, okay? Seven of Pentacles wanting to come out with the Ace of Cups. So in some aspect of our life, we are looking at our manifestation and we might not be 100% happy with where we're at, but this Ace of Cups is like, there's still hope for what you've planted. Like, we might have had some ideas in the past that it didn't like pan out exactly how we wanted it to. Um, but it's interesting. It's almost like I'm thinking of this story of one time where I don't know, I did something to my plant and it like started to grow differently. Like it was a different kind of plant. Like the leaves were like longer and the pattern on them was like different. Maybe it was like overwatered or underwatered, right? But when I like took a piece of that plant, like all the other plants grew that way. And it's interesting. What I'm feeling is like, I feel like we need to not like take what's working. Yes, we don't want to throw away something that has worked, but I feel like we want to really rework things from a completely new beginning, right? So that we don't want to keep making plants that are like a little wonky. We want to, plant the seeds, nurture them the right way, right? This could maybe even be a relationship, like sometimes after a relationship, like, when you first meet somebody, you have all this like passion for them and it's like, wow, like a movie or something, And then like after something happens, like you might try to come back together again, but it's never really that same feeling, right? Like that's kind of what I'm feeling. So I feel like we need to start completely fresh for ourselves. Okay, so I'm not saying don't rework old ideas from the past, but maybe not. Maybe we're focusing on new ideas, right? Or a completely new approach. But the Hermit is here. So this is something that we do have time to think about. Another 9 with the 9 of Swords. Like, we do have a lot to process right now. So it is okay if we need to kind of withdraw. Like, we don't necessarily have to be planting seeds all the time, right? If we don't, back to the plant analogy, like if we don't have a plant, like we need to get our first plant looking good, looking the way it's supposed to look, the way we want it, and then we can take little pieces off that plant. We can make so many plants, right? But first, we got to focus on the one plant, because if the one plant isn't good and thriving, it's not going to make good plants. Okay? Sorry, we went on a little journey there, Sag. Okay. But that's what you need to know. Okay? That's what you needed to know. What you needed to know was about my previous experience as a plant mother. Okay. Your hopes and fears. We have victory coming out. Okay, quite literally the card of hopes and fears. Okay. And it's a beautiful energy for you, Sagittarius. Absolutely. Very optimistic. Okay. Coming out with the Ace of Swords and the Tower. Okay. So, I do feel like our hopes are that we're going to be able to be successful and achieve everything that we want to achieve, of course. Okay. But even with this tower, right, it's the 16, which would be a 7. Also the 6 and the 1, 7, right? And what's 2 sevens, 14, which is a 5. So, I do feel like we're a bit afraid of the work that we're going to have to put into this victory and the fact that we're kind of on our own, right? In the 7, that's us asserting our will into the world. That's us taking our realization and making something out of it, right? That's us. Maybe we are kind of having our life ripped apart to rock bottom. Okay, but now, kind of back to the plant story, right? From rock bottom, we can start something fresh. We can start something that doesn't have any flaws. We can build that solid foundation, no cracks, right? Like I'm hearing that song in my head, like, when the bones are good, the rest don't matter. I don't know if you know that song, and I can't think of all the lyrics. The one it's like, when there ain't a crack in the foundation, right? That's what I'm hearing. The house don't fall when the bones are good, okay? So I feel like it's a lot, right? It's scary and it's a little exciting, maybe. Okay, I feel like we've already come pretty far in the journey, right? And now we're starting to have those realizations, also with the 6 of Wands, like it is victory, but sometimes we had to work so hard for that victory that now that we got it, we have to process, right? So we have that Hermit card coming out. We have this 9 of Swords here where you need to focus right now. So you do have to process that. And just like it's kind of this really daunting moment of figuring out what you want to do with your life. So your hope is that you're going to do it. The fear is that it's going to be hard. Okay? And we have the Death card coming out here. This is our outcome. All right, I can't tell the future. However, based on the energies of today, you're scheduled for a major transformation here, Sagittarius, where you're really getting in touch with who you are, with what it means to be safe, with what it means to be loved, okay? Yeah, you are going to be in a really beautiful position here with the Page of Cups. Sag, this is a beautiful energy with the Page of Cups and the 10 of Cups. We're getting back to like our child self, the things about ourself that are the truest, the things about ourself that are just the most pure. And we're going to be, I feel, learning how to keep ourselves safe. And that's just going to be the great foundation for knowing what we're looking for in a partner, if we're single or if we're, working on a relationship at all. So, wow, a truly beautiful reading for my Sagittarius out there, okay? Feel good about where you're at, Sag. That's the one thing I want to say. With the Lust card coming out here, like, this is your time, right? And the Lust card is not a card without struggle, okay? It's truly not. It's the Strength card in other decks. So, I definitely associate this energy with true strength and endurance. Okay. And that's here in your challenge. So just know that you are capable. Whatever you need to do, you will do it. You will get through. You're in a process of evolution. So that's very deep. It's very scary. And there will be moments of doubt within that. But that's because your life is really changing for the better, and it's all going to be worth it. I can promise you that, okay? Let's get us a sacred rebel oracle. Pandora's gift. What a beautiful card. And we will go ahead and read that. And also, I want to point out that this is another 9 coming out with the 45. So that's a big message for you here in the 9s. All right, Pandora's gift. There is a mythic woman, much maligned throughout history, whose name means all gifted. Pandora lives within us as our curious nature, yearning to conquer chaos, evil, and darkness with the light of knowledge. She is the hopeful voice of our soul that asks the questions, and in doing so triggers the process that brings the answers. Sometimes it is through uncomfortable learning that we find our treasure. Pandora reminds us that the process of learning can take us to places that seem like the end of our world, and yet all is not lost. Even now, the light within you is stirring for new revelation, new life, and new adventure. Pandora is all gifted and all giving. Her presence invites you to forego your belief in judgment. Now is the time to surrender the misplaced guilt that you may have brought upon yourself or another. Some terrible happening. It is time to let go of the shame-based belief in punishment. This is a belief that you deserve to be brought to task over any perceived imperfection, or that your natural human journey somehow renders you inadequate. Pandora frees the soul from such torment. This is her gift. The human journey necessarily involves learning through experience. There is no shame in your learning process. Pandora's presence is the sign of a new time, a time to swap the notion of inherent shame for the acceptance of inherent divinity. From this moment on, how unstoppable you shall become. Sacred rebellion is happening within your soul as a powerful uprising toward liberation. You are breaking free from the weighty criticisms of the world, from the power games that bore you senseless, and from the insanity of sacrilegious priorities in the world. Dare to disobey anything and everything that is not divine. Pandora is the leader of your soul revolution. She defies the vicious judgments of history and all that has been said about her. She shrugs off misery, despair, and the weight of the world to recognize that she is the bearer of the true and beautiful light of peace, comfort, hope, and reassurance. With her oracle comes the realization that you too are a divinely defiant believer in hope, who shall cast off the works of anyone who seeks to torment you. As this shift takes place, you shall dare to look within your own being and find the light. You are being put on divine notice from the sacred feminine that there is a talent and ability within you that needs to be acknowledged. There is a worthy seed of something beautiful and necessary within you. If you choose to develop and express this seed, step by step it will become an extraordinary light in your life and in the world. So poke your tongue out at the naysayers and turn your attention to the bright hope within. You were born to strut your soul stuff. Healing process. Begin by grounding your attention in the here and now, away from the daily distractions and your own thoughts. This process will take you beyond intellect and into the purely intuitive knowing encoded in the divine light of your soul. Sit or stand comfortably and relax. Place your hands at your heart and close your eyes for a few moments. When you are ready, you can lower your hands and say the following aloud. My heart light is unmasked from shame, fear, and doubt. Those that seek to torment me are unequivocally uninvited now. I bow only before divine truth, light, and love. All else is summarily dismissed. If you would like to add the dramatic flair of some hissing, yelling, tongue poking, or some other I respect your right to live as you choose, but you aren't welcome in my soul, so get lost now action, feel free. Then take a few moments to imagine, feel, visualize, or intend that you are breaking divine light in and out through your heart. Breathing divine light in and out through your heart. As you breathe this light, anything that is not for your highest good flies out of your heart. At the front, the back, the sides, the light simply grows and grows. Relax as you do this. It is so natural for the heart to amplify divine light. It is a way that the soul breathes. When you are ready, say the following aloud. I give the true, divine, beloved permission to guide me into the fulfillment of my sacred gifts, talents, and destiny. May all that was originally intended for me be released into being and protected through divine protection, grace, and my own free will. So be it. Place your hands in prayer at your heart and bow your head. You have completed your healing process. All right, Sagittarius. I'm going to leave it there. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Book a personal with me at amyenergy.online. Donate to the channel on Cash App or Venmo at amyenergy on both. I'm also at amyenergy on Instagram. Make sure you follow on TikTok. I will be going live there, so I would love to connect with you and read your cards on TikTok. I'm at amyenergy3. Most importantly, though, Sag, have a wonderful week. I love you. Take care.